Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic is to discuss the role of regional councils in international affairs. My key message is that international affairs is not an add-on to regional development. It is a lever. In the Regional Council of Kainuu, international engagement is not about visibility abroad. It is about results at home, jobs, investments, resilience, and long-term competitiveness. Every international action must answer a simple question. What does this change for Kainuu? Regional councils use international work to shape opportunities early, not to react late. We secure funding, influence policy before decisions are locked in Brussels, and connect local actors to European value chains and EU funding. This is how international affairs become a development tool, not an administrative task. The European Union is the main arena for this work. Regions do not operate there as observers. They act as active contributors. Through bodies like the European Committee of the Regions, regions influence legislation and EU policies that directly affects regional development, cohesion policy, transport, energy, and innovation. And this is where subsidiarity becomes practical, not theoretical. But formal institutions alone are not enough, because real influence happens in Brussels-based networks, and it happens early. Regional councils work through joint Brussels offices and thematic networks to coordinate positions, share intelligence, and anticipate funding priorities. Networks, such as the Network of European Regions for Innovation, allow regions to move from information sharing to project building. But here, timing matters. Regions that engage early in funding calls and initiatives have also advantage to influence for the calls. But regions that wait compete under rules written by others. For Kainuu, early engagement is essential. Sparse population, long distances, changed geopolitical situation, and local economic outlook require tailored solutions. International work ensures that EU instruments recognize these realities instead of ignoring them. International affairs also connects Kainuu to strategic European priorities. The green transition, digitalization, security of supply and infrastructure investments are not abstract goals. They directly affect energy production, forestry, bioeconomy, data infrastructure, and regional accessibility. Programs such as the Global Gateway create opportunities, but only for regions that are prepared to act. This is where regional councils play a decisive role. They translate strategy into projects. They turn policy into investment pipelines. They connect EU priorities with local companies, municipalities, and institutions. At the same time, regions feed reality back into Brussels, because what works on paper doesn't always work on the ground. Regional councils also bring evidence, constraints, and solutions into EU discussions, strengthening policy quality for everyone. International work also supports broader responsibility, because by aligning regional development with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, regions ensure that growth remains sustainable, inclusive, and resilient. This alignment is not ideological, it is strategic, because sustainable regions attract funding, talent, and long-term investments. In practice, regional councils act as bridges between EU strategy and local implementation, between global goals and regional realities, between opportunity and execution. As a regional development manager in Kainuu Regional Council, my approach would be holistic and straightforward. I would focus on international engagement to produce leverage, including funding, partnership, and policy influence that directly support regional priorities. I would measure success by outcomes, not activity. International affairs matter only when they change the development trajectory of the region. That is the standard, that is the purpose, and that is how international engagement becomes a competitive advantage for Kainuu region. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention.